What are the biggest challenges and opportunities ahead for actuaries and the SOA? I seek there to translate the SOA strategic plan into successful outcomes. This fall, the SOA board will finalize its strategic plan for the next 3 years. I expect it will be broad and far reaching in its vision. The challenge and opportunity for the SOA is how to translate and implement that vision through diverse cultures, generations, geography, and practice areas. The SOA will need to focus its message on three groups. One is new entrants to share the value of the diverse new career paths that are possible, not just to students, but to other professionals. Another group is those currently taking exams to ensure that the basic exam principles include those principles needed to effectively collaborate with others through social and emotional skills. And lastly, there are current practitioners. How can they and we develop the newly emerging needed skill sets that include both technical and more open ended collaborative problem solving perspectives? As we are successful in doing this, I think we will do three things. One, we will deepen our ability to own the space of demystifying black boxes. We will own translating data into actionable business options, and we will expand our services in new ways. There are three examples that come to mind. First is the depth and breadth of my volunteer and professional experience in high performing groups. This means I understand and appreciate what is needed to sustain a healthy dynamic of diversity that can lead to productive group outcomes. Examples of this include success in first, being in a company that went from a startup mode to being publicly traded, then to being purchased by a foreign parent, followed by decades of successful performance. Second was in marshaling and supporting the efforts to transition U.S. regulations from formula based reserves to principle based reserves. And lastly, I've gained valuable lessons participating with highly performing teams. The second differentiator is I have worked as a translator for 30 plus years in many contexts. The first was clarifying the key drivers of performance for senior management and reinsurers for a startup insurance company. The second was translating what proposed standards on performance reporting or on required capital might mean for company management and for regulators. A third was translating the impact of the financial crisis for regulators to clarify important distinctions between banking and insurance. And lastly, at the IA, I worked to clarify the common and diverging impact on how the actual role is performed and implemented around the world and across practice areas. Oh, one more qualification is that I'm personally intrigued and motivated to address complex and ambiguous opportunities. Thus, my interest and involvement in the last few years with the opportunities and challenges of big data and AI. The decisions of the SOA on education, professional development, and member engagement will greatly impact our opportunities for growth around the world. Please excuse me if I get a little detailed here, as I have thought about this a lot. The SOA has three services it provides. One is credentialing, two, professional development, and three, research. Every country is different in its need and desire for these services and its ability to support them. Therefore, the SOA currently uses a mix of ambassadors, regional offices, staff, and committees to support China, Greater Asia, the Middle East, South America, and other countries such as India. In each case, we are careful to only work in collaboration with the local organization. In Asia, many local organizations are glad to use the SOA credential as the entry into their national organization. And that organization then supplies the needed national content to qualify for work in that country. Lastly, in a country like India, we have seen a large growth in actuarial services being provided to North America clients. But there's currently little chance of the FSA credential being accepted there. However, there is a great interest in certificates or professional development courses to demonstrate competency in pension, IFRS 17, PBR, and predictive analytics in order to support the large amount of U.S. and international business that is serviced there. I worry we have too often seen ourselves or hope to see ourselves as the brightest people in the room. I believe leadership is about transformation. It's less about being the strongest or brightest so people will follow. Leadership requires empathy and hearing the needs of others to create a shared vision that resonates at an individual level and then allows the individual to contribute to that vision. Unless and until, as individuals and as an organization, we prioritize and create learning opportunities to develop those skills, we will not succeed. Our early exams until now have prioritized the value and comfort of getting a right answer. The SOA is beginning to assess the skills needed to learn resilience, collaboration, and open ended problem solving. They will require us as actuaries to continue to be willing to leave our comfort zone and navigate the implications and discomfort of managing uncertainty. An important step to address this will be through our diverse professional practices. We will need to continue to appreciate and learn the languages of educators, data scientists, economists, medical professionals, climatologists, as well as less advantaged groups. We do not need to be the brightest in the room, but we need to be the ones who can challenge and create implementable solutions with the brightest in the room in order to address needs beyond traditional insurance applications.